create more work in knowing what surrounding districts do.
Sure.
If you have that already, or if you don't, I'd just be interested in seeing what they do.
There's a number of them that have Good Friday off. I mean, I don't know.
Most of them do have Good
They have
Friday
Good
off.
Friday
In
off.
fact, when
Because-
we had school on Good Friday, I received some surprised responses from my colleagues in surrounding districts.
But like I
Right.
said, we've always had school. I think Kyle's right. I think the one year that we didn't, it preceded the April vacation, was just an extra day of for the vacation. Other than that, we've always had school, you know.
So
But
I'll give some perspective. I leave work at 11 on Good Friday for the day. So I think that it is valuable to keep it as early release.
Yeah, but you usually leave at 11:15, so it's not.
I don't.
Could we have an early release? Because getting out at noon,
There's only one
defeats
school that gets out at noon, and that's the
Late
late
school.
start. Next year, it will be 2 schools. It's
I mean,
the,
To me, it's not a big deal. I mean, we could certainly make this a debate about
Right.
whether you should have it off or you shouldn't have it off. I don't know that I want to necessarily do that, but
the calendar has already been voted,
No, I know, for next year, right.
but I wanted you to see this data, because you had asked me to think.
it's interesting because it basically says that people go to school. I mean, went to
But
school.
I would be interested in that data on surrounding districts for
Surrounding
future,
districts,
for
I'd be happy
future
to get that.
calendar
Sure.
votes. I'd just be interested in seeing what they do.
I can easily get that information.
Okay. Cape Ann schools, and then,
Sure.
Reading, et cetera.
Hanover has a full day.
Austin Prep, Arlington Catholic, St. Mary's.
Look,
Get as much data
St.
as
John's
you can.
Prep.
St. John's Prep.
Yeah.
As much-
What are those schools? I wonder what
BC
those
High.
schools are doing. Right, BC High.
See,
Honestly, it really doesn't matter.
Tom
You pick one
Savio.
or the other. You know,
Right.
Same way.
I'm Catholic and I make it work. So
We could keep going with the agenda?
We don't have much more. We have signatures. We don't have
This
any
is all done.
minutes. There's nothing else on the agenda.
As far as
No staffing update?
I've started to meet with staff and hand out letters to those staff that will not be returning due to enrollment reductions at the elementary level. So that started today, just for your information.
Okay. Bids and
Mr.
donations?
Venezia has a question.
Yes.
I don't know if everybody received it. Do you all get this charting the course?
Yeah.
Well, okay, it was interesting that we received it this week, but as the superintendent pointed out to me, it's generally after most of the elections. But it's a training session for all new and veteran school committee members, and it basically talking about an orientation program that's going to be held in Marlborough on June 2nd. So I don't know if anyone's interested in going, but it's there, so.
I think the new school committee members are required to either do that
Yeah.
or get their private tutoring or whatever.
So
And it's
Mike
free.
and I
Yes.
did it.
Yep.
Yeah, we did.
I was
Okay,
just
it's
curious,
There's a lot of
it says
discussion.
veteran members as well. It looks
Yeah,
like
no,
a
it is
pretty
valuable too.
thorough agenda, so.
And also at the joint MASC conference in Hyannis in November, I think it is. They also offer different individual sessions that are from that count toward meeting the requirement. So they also have sessions for leadership and development of people who have been on committees for many years. So
Bids and
trying to
donations?
stretch the time
We
here.
have
So
no, we have
I'm going to
no,
have something that's going to take some
do
time.
we have bids and donations?
Not at this time.
No bids and donations. Subcommittee updates. We have no reports, but we have an athletic subcommittee meeting
we don't.
tomorrow.
No, we don't.
It's gonna be continued to June 12th.
June
Okay.
12th, the last.
My
we-
birthday.
We have an
so-
athletic subcommittee meeting on June 12th. We have policy subcommittee on Wednesday. NORCAM board meeting on Thursday. I cannot attend on Thursday. I've spoken to Mr. Carboni. I have a previous commitment. He congratulated me on being named chairman and wanted to make sure I was still gonna be the liaison to NORCAM, and I told him I would be.
Very
And he
good.
said he's going to, when I can't make meetings, he's going to drop off the information at the superintendent's office so I can pick it up as needed. And then
Will he send it to you electronically as well?
he may.
Moving on.
Some things might not be electronic, I don't know. And then evaluation subcommittee, we just need to set up a meeting.
Yes, we do.
But I see our guests of honor have arrived. Mr. Bernard and Mr. LaPret. So good to see you. So at this time, we will move back to the school district calendar, and Mr. Bernard would like to talk to us about additional early release day is at the high school.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. I have a packet here for you, too, so if I could, I'll give that out.
Mr. LaPret, you could bring a chair up to the table as well.
Mr. LaPret didn't want to watch the Celtics tonight,
That's where we were.
Yeah, they were a little late.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. Well, good evening. Thank you for allowing me to come to you tonight and to speak to you, I guess, kind of a little preliminary information on the upcoming decennial accreditation for North Reading High School. We are anticipating a visit from the New England Association of Schools and Colleges in 2014. And in preparation for our self-study, I've spoken to the superintendent about a request for some professional development time for the faculty to engage in the process of the self-study. And what I am proposing, and hoping that I can get an endorsement from the school committee, is that we engage in 6 additional early release dates for the 2012-13 school year. And the memo that Mr. Nelson has just handed to you that was addressed to the superintendent from me indicates the dates of September 27th, November 15th, December 13th, and then February 14th, March 14th, and April 25th. I will tell you that this will be my third accreditation as a high school administrator, and I would say to you that the granting of professional development time for the faculty to engage in the self-study is a very common practice. It would be my expectation that I would be coming to you for a similar request for the following school year as well, because our visit is not until 2014, and maybe just as an aside, it's my intention to request that our visit be in the spring of 2014 so that we're not competing with the opening of the new building. So with that advances our calendar a little bit, and I'm told by the New England Association of Schools and Colleges that requests for visits to be in a season when it's most accommodating for the district are almost always granted, and I expect that will happen with us as well. So the packet that I've given to you is just a little bit of detail about what the self-study is. I think it also was an attempt on my part to let you know, and maybe to let the community know through this presentation, which I expect will be the first of many. My intent is that I will be coming back to you over a period of the next couple of years with updates. And Mr. LaPret, I've asked, the principal can't serve as a member of the steering committee under the regulations of the New England Association of Schools and Colleges. So Mr. LaPret very graciously agreed to serve as the co-chair of the steering committee. I will certainly be working alongside of him in the shadows, so to speak, and offering my support as I can. But Mr. LaPret and our Director of Guidance, Mr. Rosa, will be the co-chairs of the steering committee. We've begun some work already, and actually Mr. LaPret has taken a very active and a very valuable role in forming 2 subcommittees that have begun working on the process of the self-study, some preliminary work that needed to be done up to this point. We attended a seminar earlier this month along with Mr. Rosa that the association hosted that provided us with really the calendar of what needed to happen in the next couple of years, and so that's what prompted me to then contact the superintendent and say, I think I'm ready with what I need in terms of the request for professional development time, and so that's what brings me to you this evening. So,
Comments or questions? This is the kind of thing that I wish we could do more of in terms of professional development, and I think especially when it's leading up to our decennial review and our new accreditation, I think it's especially important that we devote this time to it. So, and Mr. Bernard has given us the hours that the students will still be in school in terms of time and learning. And what is the state requirement for?
990.
So we will still be at more hours than the state
Correct.
is requiring by.
Yes.
Basically, we're adding. We're subtracting 18 hours by 6 half days approximately, correct?
That's approximately right.
Yeah. So I think it's really important. I think it's important for the teachers to play an active role in this process because it makes them feel a part of the accreditation, not just I'm sitting back while the administrators are doing everything, which I don't think is an effective way to do it. So I support this 100%. Jerry?
The only question I had, John, is the entire faculty participate in
Yes.
this? I mean, so it's a half day, so everybody's involved.
Paraprofessionals,
Para's
all
everybody.
faculty, yes,
They all, okay.
yes.
I think it's the best way to have a productive school moving forward is to have everybody involved.
What I also distributed to you was next year's calendar so that you could see the recommended placement of those early release days in comparison to other events taking place in the calendar, such as early release days for professional development, full professional development days, as well as vacations. Gentlemen, I'm not sure. Carl, could you just give both of them a copy? So I don't know if you have any questions around the placement, but again, Mr. Bernard took a look at the calendars, and when we had our initial conversation about this, he felt that they were placed in such a fashion that would, coincide with everything else that's taking place over the course of the next school year. So
I
you
have
can
no
see what I
concerns.
outlined in heavy black
Anybody else?
line. Those are the dates that have been recommended.
I have one more question. This around the schoolyard, is this something new that you?
This, I wrote this article for the transcript as part of the superintendent's
Okay.
weekly
Okay.
column, and I thought it was pretty good,
Good,
and I thought it
yeah.
gave a lot of good information
It is
about the
good.
process, so that's why I included it.
I wasn't ignoring you, but I was reading it while you were speaking, and I thought it was very well written. So,
Well, thank you.
if there are no further questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the additional 6 half-days for the high school in order to allow staff development for the NEASC accreditation process.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Bowers, second by Ms. Arquetti. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
And I assume we'll be
Thank you.
seeing you in here shortly for the student
My
handbook?
date is, I think my initial is June 11th.
Okay. Student
June
handbook?
25th?
June 25th.
June 25th.
That's okay, too.
June
Yeah,
25th.
so we have a month.
Yeah,
okay,
June
June month.
25th. We'll be ready.
All right.
School, I think my school improvement plan is that night as well.
Is the 25th,
Yes,
that's
So I think
correct.
I'm double duty that night.
Great.
All right. Thank you
Thanks.
very much.
Thank you
Thank
both.
That's it.
Future meetings.
Administrative report.
Administrative report.
I am
I
requesting.
didn't see any materials, though.
No, there's no, well, it's in my head.
Oh.
Materials.
Oh, I'm taking my evaluation document back here. It's in your
She does a
head.
different kind of evaluation.
No, I'm asking that we set summer dates because the summer, believe it or not, is filling up with obligations. And typically, we have a school committee meeting in July, one in August.
Right.
And you also have a goals workshop that
Yes.
Mr. Venezia looks forward to in
Yep, it's
August
his favorite
every
thing.
year. So I have 2 dates that I'd like to recommend. July 30th and August 27th for the school committee meetings. They're the last Monday of the month. I'm not sure how they work for you.
July 30th, August 27th.
July 30th.
I don't have any conflicts.
We have an SSBC meeting on the 31st, Cliff, just to give you a perspective of back-to-back meetings.
30th looks good.
Get you home from Maine for 2 meetings and,
It's also my son's birthday.
Oh, wait. July
You'll
30th
wanna
might
be
not
me.
work.
July 30th?
If so-
Okay, well, can we meet on a night other than a Monday in the
Sure.
summer?
In the summer, I think we can, yeah. I mean, it's up to everybody else, but
Totally fine with that. I'm not traveling until August 28th.
every other night that week works for me except for the Monday.
Is it possible to meet the week prior in July, say the 25th or the 26th? The 25th is a Wednesday, the 26th is a Thursday.
25th I can't.
26th?
26th I can.
Yes.
Everybody else can. Michael doesn't know. He's gadget-less tonight.
My calendar's in my head, too, and I can't remember what I'm doing.
I'm
But
going
I'll
to the
say
26th.
yes. I'm
Mel and I will be there, just so
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
But we won't have
7/26.
quorum,
Cliff,
so
you go
one
to
of
the
y'all-
26th? You said your calendar was empty, right?
Totally empty.
Will you
There's
be
not
here?
a thing on it.
Are you going to be out in the boat, or?
Depends.
Okay. Depends on the weather. 7/26 sounds good.
8/27?
And August 27th.
Yep.